What does that sound, you ask?
From the number one station, you come.
Welcome to the Rec Show podcast, a show dedicated to beat makers around the world. Kick back, relax with the host, Gldnmnd.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Episode number 44 of the Rec Show podcast, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Yeah, we gonna get it in today, man. I hope everybody's counting their blessings and not their problems. Everybody staying safe, still washing them hands. You know what I mean? Taking care of your mentals, all that stuff, man. Yo, today we got another good one, man. We're going from Japan all the way to California. Alright, California is where we at, man. So, yo, man, California is producing some, amazing talents, man. Like, y'all bugging out up there, man. There must be something in the water, But, yeah, man, I go by the name of Gldnmnd. I'm welcoming you. If it's your first time, welcome. And then if it's your returning time, welcome back, alright? Yo, we tapping in with the one and only BigDaddyChop, man. BigDaddyChop put out Chopzilla. He put out some other joints, man. So we're gonna talk about it today. Play his music, man. He got a set in this joint, and then we're gonna vibe out, man. Yo, you listening to Low Tech Soul Vibrations, Smack, man. So, yo, we'll be back, all right? Peace and love, yo. You listening to a specially dedicated mix by the homie BigDaddyChop, man. Yo, so Chop, man, welcome to the show. First of all, you know what I mean, for the beat heads and the internets that might not know who you are, man, go ahead, introduce yourself, where you're from, you know, what your name means, and, you know, how your name was created, and any collectives you might be associated with as well, man. Let them know, man.
So I go by the name BigDaddyChop, and first and foremost, before I answer anything else, I just want to thank Gldnmnd for allowing me to be on this podcast. But I'm coming out of the Bay Area, Año, California to be specific, the East Bay. And before I explain what my name means, I kind of got to explain how it was created. So it was in high school, maybe, I don't remember if it was freshman year or sophomore year. But my friend Neil and I, we were just trying to come up with a funny name, really. I didn't see myself being like, I didn't see myself where I'm at now. So it started as a joke. He just said Big Daddy Chop one day, and we were dying. That was one of the funniest things I ever heard. So I stuck with it. People thought it was really funny. People thought it was cool. People were calling me Chop, Big Daddy Chop around the school. And at the time, the name Big Daddy Chop, all I thought of it was what it says, Big Daddy Chop. I didn't think much else. But now looking at it, you could interpret it a lot of ways. It could be chopping it up, chopping screw samples, chopping up a sample. So, there could be a lot of things, chopping and screw music, I meant. So Big Daddy Chop, however you want to look at it, that's what it is. Some people even just call me Chop for short because they don't want to say Big Daddy. Or I understand, Big Daddy Chop is, it's a lot to say, but some people specifically do not want to say Daddy, especially not Big Daddy. And I understand, but at the same time, we got people like Big Daddy Kane. That's one of hip hop's most respected artists ever. And people will say Big Daddy Kane, but they can't say Big Daddy Chop. No offense to Big Daddy Kane. I know that's a legend, and, I'm just another guy making beats at the moment. But, it's kind of funny to me. You can call me whatever you want, though. When I get credited, I want it to say Big Daddy Chop. I don't want it to say Chop, because it's been done before, and I've always, I'll let them know. You got to put Big Daddy Chop, or I'm not going to be on the album. Straight like that. As far as associated acts or collectives, my homie No Seasons, NXSEASXNS, aka Coyote Low, COYOTE space LO, and my homie Drigo, DREEGO. They're both from my city, so I make a lot of music with them. A lot of my days off of work, I'm kicking it with them, doing what we do. I used to be in a collective called Up Next Crew. It was including them, and it was including another homie as well. But we still have our music up if you want to go check that out. It's on Apple Music. It's on, all streaming except for Bandcamp. But we also had a SoundCloud, a lot of old music on there. So, I got a lot of music that people don't even know about. So you go check all that out and run it up. Not necessarily run it up, but just enjoy, really.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody you just named. Man. So, let's get into it, man. How did you begin your journey in, music and samplings? Like, did you have family members that, played you music or certain types of music? And, what's one moment that sparked your interest into making your own beats? You know what I mean? Everybody got one, you feel me?
So I began my journey into music through my friend Anthony, aka Coyote Low. He's the one that introduced me to beat making and showed me how to pretty much do everything. He was showing me how to chop samples up, how to count bars, detect tempos, how to look for samples, where to look for samples. He actually gave me a lot of my first records. He gave me my first record player. He gave me a lot of good records to chop up, like Key Sweat, Make It Last Forever, Barry White. He gave me a lot of Peaches and Herb. He gave me some fire. At the time, obviously, I didn't really know about it, but I still, looking back at it now, it's crazy because those are some really classic records. As far as the music that my family put me onto, my older brother, he listened to a lot of Bay Area music, and that influenced me a lot. My older cousin as well, his name was Junior. I remember one time I was at his house, and he had a fat speaker in the living room. I think he had subs on there too, and he played this one song by Too Short, Gangsters and Strippers. And I remember the first time I heard it, I remember everything about it. The beat, what he was saying, gotta get a bitch and get my dick sucked from the weed house straight to the... Come on, man, that shit was crazy. Too Short, that's a legend. And I loved everything about it. That's what really got me hooked on Bay Area music. I dug deeper and deeper. As far as my parents, they were listening to pretty much just Spanish music. My dad, he also liked Snoop Dogg and Too Short, but he wasn't really heavy on them because, you know, they always complain when I play music and there are a lot of bad words or whatever. Well, they used to, but they didn't also speak the best English, so they would just go to Spanish music. But, you know, I love Spanish music as well. Older Spanish music, thousand Spanish music, even the newer Spanish music. Going crazy. Mexican music, to be specific. But it's hard to really pick one moment that sparked my interest into making my own beats. But one thing I do remember is going through Anthony's SoundCloud. He would upload beat tapes and beat tapes, some 15 minutes long, some 30, 40 minutes long. And I'd never heard anything like that in my life, really. You know, I think people would really... I don't want to classify it as lo-fi just because that term has such a negative connotation around it. But it was just some, you know, that's what it was, I guess. Just old samples. Sometimes he'd put drums on there. Sometimes they'd be very minimal. Sometimes the interludes would really be my favorites. Sometimes they'd just be loops. But at the time, people weren't really calling them loops. And yeah, I'd always ask him for help. I'd listen to the beat tapes, make my own beats. My first beat tape was actually a collab project with him. But before that even came out, I was sending him emails of trash beats, FaceTiming him, asking for help on how to fix this, how to fix that, etc. So, you know, there are probably a lot of different moments though that sparked my interest, but that's just one of the ones that I remember off the top.
Yeah, yo, shout out to Mom and Dad and Coyote Low for putting you on, man. Yo, everybody, you know, starts in some genre of music, man. So shout out to your parents for playing you music and exposing you to all different types of music, and then, you know, being upset. You know, every teenager, adult, you know, when they play their music, their style of music, the music that they like, parents gonna be upset, like them cuss words and stuff like that. F this and shit that and suck this and blah blah blah. But yeah, man, shout out to them for, you know, still encouraging you, man. So yo, we're gonna keep it rolling, man. So, you know, Big Daddy Chop or Chop, I always ask this, man, because everybody starts off with it differently, man. But can you recommend some must-see, read, or listen to items for my listeners on their journey? You know what I mean? In beats and music. It could be anything, man. Like, for example, like podcasts, tutorials, YouTube, books, documentaries, audibles, books, you know, like anything, man.
One book I could recommend is Creative Quest by Questlove. It's basically his philosophy on creativity. And I actually just found a quote right here to give the listeners something just in case they wanted to dig deeper into it. If you want to encourage your own creativity, try to pay attention to the creative acts of others. More than that, try to pay attention to the ways in which the things that you didn't think of creative acts are actually perfect examples of creativity. And one thing about me is I've always enjoyed the process of how beats are made, or how even songs as well. I love when people upload the process. So that's one good example of, you know, paying attention to how other people could be creative and, you know, just learning from other people. One documentary that I can recommend would be Stretch and Bobbito. I believe I saw it on Netflix. It might still be up there, but it has some of the craziest rappers on there. You got Nas, you got Common, Busta Rhymes, Raekwon. It's pretty much just showing clips from their old radio show, and you're getting insight from them as well. So it was a cool watch for anybody that really loves hip-hop or even enjoys good freestyles, good music, anything like that. You know, it did shape the culture, so it would be something cool to go look into. One YouTube video I could recommend, which is one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time, would be Ninth Wonder's Rhythm Roulette. The way he flips those samples is crazy. I love Ninth Wonder. That's one of my favorite producers. And as far as podcasts, come on, you gotta go listen to the Rec Show podcast every Sunday. You know what's going on.
Yo, shout out to you, man. Shameless plug. Yo, y'all heard the man. Y'all tap into the Rec Show podcast, man. But yo, that Ninth Wonder joint from Mass Appeal, yo. I mean, I think it's over like maybe a couple mil views right now. But yo, I probably added, probably 100 times watching that video. Ninth Wonders, and then a lot of other ones too. And then don't forget like Machine, what's it called, man? Machine, man, it's when they be making beats with the machines and different, but it's like studio sessions and stuff like that, man. So don't forget them. But yo, yeah, man, yo, I watched that Stretch and Bobbito joint. It was dope. Yeah, and everything he recommended, man, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the description of the show so y'all can go ahead and just check it out, man. And that's what I do for everybody that, suggests some things to watch and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna keep it moving, man. So, yo, from your YouTube videos and Twitter and Instagram, man, yo, you always killing the SP404, man. You just got a MK2 SP404, so like, why that equipment? Like, what makes that equipment special to you? And then, if you want to, like, can you expand upon like one technique that has expanded your sound, if you're willing to share?
Well, the reason I have the record player, it's an Audio Technica, if anybody's wondering. I believe Audio Technica, they carry some of the best turntables, but it gives you an option to use vinyl if you want to sample off that, of course. And with sampling vinyl, you could find records that you won't necessarily find on YouTube. But it works the other way around. If you could dig on YouTube, you'll find stuff on there you won't find at the record store. So, however you like to do it. I don't always use the record player to sample. Sometimes I do dig off YouTube. But with the 404, I got the SP404 MK2. Mark II, whatever people want to call it. But I bought that really because I've always wanted a SP404. I was so close to buying one before they announced the Mark II. Luckily, I waited it out. I remember back in, I believe, 2017, I went on not Amazon. Was it Amazon or eBay? I believe it was Amazon. I may be wrong, but I went on there, I bought an SP404, and something happened with I think it was something to do with my address or whatever. I had to fax them. I faxed them multiple times, but the order never processed, so I never got my SP. I didn't spend any money on it either, though, so, luckily, but looking back at it, I'm glad I waited until the Mark II came out because I feel like it really gave me a lot of room to grow. I wouldn't have known what I was doing with that back then. I feel like I would have got a little frustrated, but this Mark II, even the Mark II frustrated me when I tried to learn it. I had to really take a step away from it and not even use it for a long time. When the Mark II originally came in, I didn't touch it for maybe a month, and then I pick it up, try to use it, set it back down for like 2 weeks. I said, I'm not doing that. Got back on FL. There was really a period of time where I wasn't motivated to make music. It was before the Mark II came in. Even when it came in, obviously, because I wasn't using it for that month, I wasn't too motivated to work. But this SP404 has really brought me back. It really put a battery in my back. So it's been cool. It's fun to use. It's easy. I think it's special because it could do it all. You don't even need a computer. It's standalone. So what else more could you ask for? You can see the waves on there. You have a lot of effects. You have a 303 sim, the 404 sim. Man, you can do multiple bus effects. There's still a lot on that piece that I haven't really even dug into. But I also have the Machine MK3. I had that before the SP404. And I love that too. I've been trying to, I need to put them two together more, because that's a deadly combo, but I've just been letting that collect dust because his SP404 is where it's at the moment. But there's one thing DiBiase said that I've always remembered. He tweeted it, I believe. He said, don't fall in love with one workflow. And that's something I've been trying to keep in mind. That's why I want to go back to the MK3. I want to still use the 404. I want to make beats on FL Studio. I don't want to just be stuck on that 404, you know? One technique that expanded my sound, I don't know if it's really a technique, but if you go on all my YouTube videos, you see me making beats through the resampled method. So I think what I like about that is it doesn't constrain me to a 4-bar loop where I'm recording, and let's say I mess up one bar, I have to go back and, you know, fix this. When I'm resampling, it's almost like I'm playing to no end. I could stop playing whenever I want, and then whatever part I like from there, I could just go grab that, loop it, and then that's the beat. If that makes sense, you know, if you have a 404, I think you know what I'm talking about. I hope, at least. One thing that makes the Machine MK3 so special to me is you could have so many different banks of 16 pads. So when I'm making beats on there, I could chop up so many different parts of the sample, which would give me room for an intro, room for the verse, the hook, even the bridge if I want to throw that in, get a different outro, stuff like that, which, you know, it'll be a little harder to do on the SP404, even other devices. I think it's pretty easy to do on Machine. Yeah,
yo, I agree with you, man. Yo, so let me go back to that other question where I said if you want to recommend anything to watch, listen, read. The name of the channel is Machine Masters, yo. And if you want to go to machinemasters.com, they got samples and all that stuff. So shout out to AB for helping me. Yo, he taught me how to chop samples and, you know, move my program my drums, all that stuff. But yo, so I agree, man. The Machine, definitely, man. Tap into the Machine MK3. Yeah, that's how I learned, man. I started GarageBand, but then, you know, moved to Machine. But I held the Machine in a box for like 9 months because, you know, I was a little afraid to go ahead and learn something new. But opened it up, started getting to it after, you know, and just watching YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, I'm glad you waited for the MK2 SP404, man, because, yo, what you doing with it is crazy, man. Everybody in the community, the beat community, man, if they got an MK2 or they got theirs yet, yeah, man, y'all killing it, man. So respect to y'all, man. And yeah, so on your Bandcamp, bruh, on your Bandcamp, you got like 13 beat tapes, man. But I want to highlight like October 2020 and City Above Clouds and Chopzilla, man. So can you tell us like how those 3 beat tapes came together, you know, and then what were your like muses and inspiration during the pandemic, creating the majority of those and stuff like that?
So I have 4 beat tapes on my Bandcamp, with the rest being beat singles or my rap projects. But October 2020, that's basically just a bunch of beats compiled that I made in October, and beats that I didn't necessarily send out to anybody. Because one thing about me is when I send a rapper beats, a lot of times I don't like to play a snippet of that beat anywhere, or even upload that beat anywhere. I want people's first time hearing that beat when the song drops. I want to keep it fresh to their ears. But I was just itching to drop because I hadn't dropped anything before that since, I think, City Above Clouds. I think that might have been the last beat tape. So I just compiled some beats from October, threw them together, made some obscure cover art, and then dropped it. didn't get any plays. Well, I'm not gonna say it didn't get any plays, because I know people listen to it. Some people listen to it, like you, of course, so thank you. But it didn't get any purchases. I'm sure it didn't get a lot of plays. One thing I was thinking about was taking it down, maybe putting some of those beats into other projects that would fit it better. But it is up for the time being, so whoever wants to go listen to it, go ahead. City Above Clouds. That project, I was, so the cover for that, that's The Hill. That's where me, my friend Henry, and I, some other homies, we would go to clear our mind, relieve our stress. And that cover art, I took that because that was just such a beautiful moment to me. When I saw that sky, I envisioned a city above the clouds. I don't know, yeah, that's just, I guess I wanted to make a soundtrack for that city, the city above clouds, which could be, you know, heavenly per se, a heavenly soundtrack. That was, some of those beats are, I still love those beats, they really resonate with me. And then Chopzilla, man, I don't even know, cause, man, this was before the Godzilla movie announcement. You could say I had some. It's definitely Doom inspired, definitely. But I wasn't trying to make MF Doom type beats, if that makes sense, at all. I really just wanted to create my own monster, something like an alias. So Chopzilla is my alias. I didn't want to reveal too much. That's why the cover is only the claw, because it still leaves mystery to the monster itself. You see all the green, all the smoke in the air. That's the city being destroyed. Chopzilla. I think that's probably the project of mine that's done the best. I even came out with some cassettes and pins for it. Nearly sold out. So that's great. I love Chopzilla. I'd say that's my number one favorite beat tape of mine. Shout out to homie Flashiest Clayton for laying that verse down, because he had that idea as well when he heard the beat. So it all just came together perfectly. You know, no Pope on the cover art and on the pen. Came out fire. Honestly, I feel like creating music during this pandemic, it's been kind of the same. You know, I'm still in the house making beats. Like, it didn't really affect my overall process. If anything, it did make me go crazy. I was just, fuck, I don't want to go out nowhere now. I didn't want to go out nowhere before. But now this pandemic out, I'm in the house. If it's not a music-related event, chances are I'm not going. Maybe one thing I realized, or that this pandemic has helped teach me, is that life keeps going. You know, it ain't gonna stop just because there's a lot going on in the world. You just gotta keep continuing to do what you do. Keep killing it. Keep making that music and go crazy.
Yeah, you heard it. BigDaddyChop, man, giving us jewels, man. It don't stop, man. Life don't stop. Keep making music. Keep making your art. Keep making something that you enjoy, that you want to do. And remember, man, life ain't gonna stop. So what? You have a hiccup, you know what I mean? A speed bump. Don't let it stop you, man. All right? Yo, y'all also check out that Chopzilla on his Bandcamp, man. And check out him on DSPs as well, all right? BigDaddyChop. Check him out, man. So, yo, we're gonna keep it rolling. This is gonna segue into the next joint, which is, you know, we give it history, man. So 4 pillars of hip-hop: DJing, MCing, breaking, graphing, right? Which element did you begin your journey with, and then how did it affect you after you learned, like, you know what I mean, you learned that's a part of hip-hop and you wanted to do it, you know?
As far as the 4 pillars of hip-hop, I'd say my first one would be DJing. Because before I was really deep into making beats, I was chopping and screwing Bay Area songs, because I got introduced to DJ Screw, and I love DJ Screw. I still love DJ Screw. The way he would slow shit down, you know, chop it and screw it. That's what I was trying to do. But slowly after that, I started MCing because there was some stupid shit on Facebook. I'm sorry I keep cussing, but it was something on Facebook. Some dude, he was making music. I said he was trash, whoop-de-whoop. And then he said, I bet you can't even spit 4 bars. So you know what I did? I went in the studio and I spit a whole 16. I probably spit more than that. I spit a diss on him. I dropped my first ever song was a diss song. And you know, that's how I got into rapping, really. One of the way MCing has affected my life is it's really a creative outlet. You know, I could be going through something, I write it down, I write about it, I feel better. You know, and there's not a lot of other things that could make me feel that way other than music. I mean, other than making beats, of course. I used to have a lot more fun rapping when I was MCing when I was just beginning because I was just doing it. But now I try to leave a part of me in everything I write. I don't just try to write to write. It has to have a meaning. It has to have substance. For me, at least.
Y'all listening to, again, a curated beat set by BigDaddyChop, man. So, y'all heard him tap in Chopzilla on his Bandcamp. Support it, stream it, all that stuff, man. All right. But that can segue into my next question because we about to get deep, yo. So can you tell me? Okay, this is the game I created called Superheroes, right? You know, I'ma still get that dun da da joint. I think I might play it in here, yo. But anyway, but you name it by naming your childhood, teenager, and adult beat maker or music producer superheroes, and tell us why they were so important in those specific times. And then here's a major key: no genre is off limits, bro. All right, so you can tap into any genre. And if it had an impact to you for your like childhood, teenager, or adult life, go ahead, spit it out, man.
So I believe my kid's superhero, my childhood superhero. Looking back at it now, I'd have to give it to Traxamillion, rest in peace, because he was a pioneer for the bass sound. He was one of the pioneers. I'm not gonna say the pioneer, but you go back to the early thousands and he was making a lot of slaps. He was producing for, you know, he was in the forefront of the hyphy movement. Then for my teenage superhero, I'm gonna have to give you 2 answers on that one, because my early teenage years, I was listening to a lot of Bay Area music, of course. DJ Fresh. I still think he's one of the greatest producers ever. But the way he flips samples, and he doesn't even need to flip samples because he could replay them on all his synthesizers and keyboards. Go look him up. But I was listening to a lot of Bay Area rappers that were rapping over his production because he had that slap. He had that funk going crazy. And then after that, growing up in my teenage years, I'd have to give superhero to J Dilla because, come on. I don't even really got to explain that. You know, J Dilla. It speaks for itself. Now that I'm an adult, I'd have to give my superhero award to man, it's hard. Ninth Wonder. Ninth Wonder pushes me to go harder. Every time I listen to him, you get that meme, you get that face, like, damn. You already know who did it because he got his own sound. Nike did it. But yeah, those will have to be my superheroes.
Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to all the ones you just named, man. Yo, Ninth Wonder, J Dilla. Rest in peace to J Dilla. I told J Dilla, yo, you got mad kids out here, yo. You just don't understand, yo. All over the world, man. You know, you inspire people like that, man. And, man, your legacy is cemented forever. Forever. So, yo, man. I probably gave that Ninth Wonder video on Mass Appeal about 100, 120, 150 views, man. He was just killing it, man. And then Machine Masters. That was another one that I was just watching over and over and over again, man. So shout out to those two channels, man. Mass Appeal and Machine Masters, man. AB got beats, man. Shout out to you, man. So, yo, next question is, can you tell us, how learning new beat machines and how to, efficiently crate dig to create music work together for you in your creative process and inspiration or expression?
So I think that me learning these beat machines has taken my game to another level, because I got to the point where I was tired of making beats on FL Studio. I remember I went like 1 to 2 months and I made like 3, maybe 4 beats within that time frame, just because I was tired of it. I didn't want to do anything. So getting that MK3 and learning that really got me back into it. Feeling some hardware, not having to click my mouse, mess with my keyboard so much. So it was a bit relieving. And then, picking up that Mark II was a completely different beast. So it just gives me a lot of different ideas to try out, and it gives me a lot of different ways to try them. As far as, crate digging, I do have a lot of records, but you can never go wrong whether you're digging in person or you're digging on YouTube, because like I said earlier, you could always find something somewhere you're not going to find somewhere else. So it's just about what you do with it. I try to stay away from popular samples or stuff I've already heard other people do. Sometimes I'll flip it my own little way, but I just try to keep it rare for the most part. I think some of the samples that I use, a lot of other people wouldn't really use. Like, I could be chilling with my homies and then they won't hear what I'm trying to do until it's done. At some points, it's not always like that, but just try to keep it original, keep it fresh, keep them guessing.
Yeah, man. Yo, you heard it here first, man. Yo, learn new things so you can keep it fresh, man. Keep the joy of making music fun. All right, DB, I say DB like I know him. But DiBiase, right? He learns a new beat machine all the time, because they be sending the beat machines. He learning the beat machine, and then he's learning different techniques and stuff like that, man. He inspires us as well. So, y'all check out young BigDaddyChop, on his YouTube, man. Right now he's teaching me how to, finesse my MK2 right now. So shout out to you, man. But can you tell us about the YouTube channel, right? Can you tell us where how you came up with that channel, because you look for records, chop samples, link up with friends and fellow beat makers. What made you decide to go ahead and start that channel? And then what's one thing that you want people to click and watch your videos and take away from watching your videos?
So one of the main reasons I've started making these videos is because when I got the 404, I was looking for tutorials online and I wasn't really finding anything that resonated with me. Sometimes it'd be very boring, or the beat that they're making is just, I'm not gonna say trash, but it's not what I want. It's not what I want to make, not what I want to do. So I figured I'm gonna get a camera, I'm gonna show people the process. Not only am I gonna show them the process, but I'm gonna do it in a fun way, and I'm gonna be making some dope ass hip hop. I'm gonna be, this is the shit I wish I could be watching, because I'm not gonna say other people aren't doing it like this, but a lot of 404 tutorials, they're not that good. I'm gonna leave it at that. One thing I want people to take away from my videos is inspiration. I want people to watch my videos and be like, damn, I want to go make some beats now. I don't want to go do this, I want to go do that. Or, I want to look at some more videos. I want to just do something music related. I want people to feel like, all right, that's how he does it. I could do it too, because you can do it too. I always say it's easy. That's because I've been doing this so long. But if you really put your mind to it and you try to sit down and take the time, you could do it. It's easy. People are getting famous I know that's not everybody's intentions, but people are learning how to make beats, doing something a specific way and getting famous pretty fast off it. But you know, if you do it for the love of the music, just sit down and do it. I originally just wanted my YouTube to be for people learning how to use the 404, but now anybody's welcome, everybody's welcome. Come over here, subscribe, leave a comment, like, leave a question, see what beats I'm making, see how I'm cooking up, see how I'm chopping my records. This is insight I'm not giving everybody. But you know, if you ask, I'll let you know. I'm not trying to hide it. You know, it's out there. Some producers that inspire me, Allah say Gldnmnd off top, because you could go listen to any of his beats on YouTube. His drum patterns are always crazy. Like, you'll get a headache trying to figure out how he does his shit. The way he flips the samples, stupid. The types of samples he flips, man. I feel like you can't listen to an Allah say Gldnmnd beat and not want to make a beat. But some other producers that inspire me, my homie, his name is also Anthony, but he doesn't have a producer name yet. He's been making beats for about a year. He's from my city as well, but just the growth I've seen in that time, it's crazy. He's a lot better than me when I was at that point. Then I got the homie Alexis LXS. He's from Stockton, California. Man, every time I say he has a dope beat, or he be uploading crazy snippets on his Instagram, and I'll be like, bro, what the frick? And he'll say something like something light. Bro, I'm like, how every beat you making something light, but all these beats sound like some of the greatest shit I've ever heard in my life. So Jesus Christ, go look him up. And my boy Jimmy Stubbs from Salinas, that's Salute Master. He has one of the greatest tags I've ever heard. We run in the world. Jimmy Stubbs, Jesus Christ, Allah say Gldnmnd. Go look him up.
Yeah, y'all heard him. Yo, like, subscribe to his YouTube channel, man. I'm definitely gonna look up everybody you just named, man. And also, man, he drops more jewels, man. Do it for the love, man. And you know, eventually something happen. But if you looking for like a quick, you know, people to be liking you and all that type of stuff, like, it'll be a quick, you know, endorphin release, but then it's gonna die down, man. It ain't no substance, yo. So you heard, you heard you heard BigDaddyChop, man. Stop playing, yo. I can't wait to listen to these people that you just named too. But so last two questions, man. You use Bandcamp and digital DSPs and all that stuff. So can you tell us like your take on the whole Bandcamp digital streaming platform type stuff, and you know how you think beatmakers can benefit from using platforms like these, and then emerging tech such as like Web3. Web3 is growing every day, y'all. Stop playing around, man. Get your nose in them YouTube videos and the books, all that stuff, man. Get rubbing elbows with people in the space right now, man. We at the ground levels like Google was back in the 90s. Yo, it's growing. Stop playing with it, man. So yeah, Web3, cryptocurrency, blockchain. Like, can you tell me if you know anything about it? You know, about the differences between the two, you know, Bandcamp, DSPs, and then also if you're involved in the, you know, Web3, cryptocurrency, blockchain, you know, technology.
You could benefit off using Bandcamp because you could almost build your own fan base on there. You get money directly whenever Bandcamp's not taking however much it's taking. But you know, you can make direct money off Bandcamp. Off one album sale on Bandcamp, you'll be making like however much you would have got off hundreds, thousands of streams on digital streaming platforms like Spotify or, you know, Apple Music. But at the same time, if you use Apple Music and Spotify, your music is a lot more accessible, so it's easy for you to build a fan base like that. But if you're, let's say, just putting your music on Bandcamp, the majority of people don't use Bandcamp. Even, I think, SoundCloud now, even a lot of people aren't using SoundCloud as much as they were. But Bandcamp, It's more so for, I don't want to say diehard fans, but it's like true supporters. You have to already have something developed to get something going on Bandcamp, I believe. So I wouldn't shy away from using either or. There was a time where I was like, I don't want to put my music on Apple Music and all that, or I don't want to put my music on SoundCloud, or I don't want to put this on Bandcamp, whatever it is. But I guess it just depends on how accessible you want your music to be. Because they both, everything has its own perk. Everything is its own valuable tool. I'm not too sure how much beatmakers could benefit using, Web3, crypto, and a blockchain. But I am a crypto supporter, so it really just depends on where crypto goes from here. I can't really tell people what to do regarding that. I'm not doing anything beat or music wise involved with that. I'm just waiting for the market to go back up, really. But I know you could make a lot of money through cryptocurrency. I know a lot of producers are selling NFTs or whatever they're doing, and you can make some good money off that. But I also know that there's downsides to everything. Like, people talk about how much energy is being used just for cryptocurrency and for the conversions and all that. So just really do your research before you start getting into anything. Before you want to invest in something, just research into it. But don't let anybody tell you shouldn't be doing this or you should be doing that. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. If you think it'll help you out, go ahead and do it. If it doesn't help you out, that's how you learn. It's all really just trial and error. There have been times where I've uploaded something to SoundCloud and I get one play in 24 hours, 72 hours. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I keep cussing, but I don't want to upload this. I don't want to keep uploading something I worked so hard on to get lost in the shuffle. I put it on SoundCloud, it gets one play, and I'm probably that play. So, but that's not going to make me stop using SoundCloud. It could be discouraging at the time, but you just got to keep going. You gotta ask yourself who you're doing it for. I'm not doing it for SoundCloud. SoundCloud is just a platform that gives me access to upload my music on. I'm doing this for me because I love this music. And if I continue to do what I love and people continue to like what I'm doing, then that's just a bonus. Feel me? Don't get discouraged. Just stay at it. Keep going.
You heard him, man. Hey, yo, you heard him, man. Stay inspired, man. Don't get discouraged. Highs and lows, they happen, man, but stay the course, man. You got a vision, stick to the vision, man. Keep them blinders, the horse blinders. The horse blinders that block your left and the right eyes of the horse, so the horse keeps their eyes straight ahead and ain't distracted. Yeah, that's what we need as human beings, man, to stay focused, you feel me? But, yo, last question, Chop, man. We about to come to a close, yo. So, what should the internets look out for from BigDaddyChop in 2022? We in the second quarter of 2022 now, man. So, and then how can people tap into, BigDaddyChop? How can the internet tap into you and your music and, your socials and more upcoming projects, collab projects, all of that stuff, man.
So in 2022, I do want to drop a lot of music. The reason I haven't really dropped so far is because once I start dropping, I don't want to stop. And I do have an album with Drigo finished, album cover and everything done. We have another project pretty much done, just got to get cover art. I have a album produced by Jimmy Stubbs, almost finalized. I have a EP produced by Garcon Dior, almost finalized. I have a producer's album, The Chop Shop, where I already did it, but I have a bunch of different rappers rapping on my beat. Select rappers like Flashes, Clayton, That Thumb Bud, some of the homies as well. Keep an eye out for that. I'm trying to drop a lot of more beat tapes as well in the upcoming future. That's something I've just been trying to get cover arts and everything for, get the theme situated and just get an overall feel for what I want to do with these beats, because I do have a lot of unreleased beats and they need to see the light. And maybe some more like little rap EPs or something, but you know, keep an eye out, because I'm trying to stay consistent. I'm trying to stay busy, trying to get y'all with the visuals, with the YouTube, Bandcamp, all that. I'm trying to just stay at it. Merchandise, CDs. I really want to get some vinyl. I know that's harder. Maybe that'll be in the future, but cassette tapes, pins, you know, stickers. I'm trying to do it all. 2022, it should be a good year. So just keep an eye out. You could get at me on Instagram at BigDaddyChop _. You can hit me on my Twitter, BigDaddyChop. Chop has a 0 instead of a O. You can look me up on YouTube, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Play, YouTube Music. Whatever it is you listen to music on, Big Daddy Chop. Look that up and I should be on there. So before I go, I just want to thank Gldnmnd for letting me be a part of the Rec Show podcast once again. It's your boy Big Daddy Chop. I'll see y'all later.
Hey, yo, shout out to Big Daddy Chop, man. Yo, first and foremost, you know, thank you. You know, much love, respect, and appreciation, man, for you saying yes to this. You know, and not a lot of people don't have to say yes to somebody that they barely know, you know, but, you know, I feel like, you know, I'm tapping into something that's, you know, that's needed right now. So, you know what I mean? I think the universe will guide me this way, and then, you know, if people F with it, they F with it, you know? So hopefully more people do, and we, you know, keep it rolling like that. But, yo, Chop, thank you again, man. Y'all heard him, man. Tap into Big Daddy Chop on his socials, Bandcamps, DSPs, man. Shoot him a message. Let him know you messing with him. Yo, subscribe to his YouTube page if you're trying to learn some new things about beat machines, especially the Gldnmnd SP404 Mark II. You know, you just want labs, like, yo, man, he doing it all, man. So, yeah, man, that's going to bring us to a conclusion on episode number 44. You know, I appreciate every single one of y'all that's tapped in and made it this far. If you made it this far, go ahead, leave, you know, a thumbs up at the bottom where you can send a review. Share this, like this, retweet this. Share this on your Instagrams, Twitter, TikToks, and all that stuff, man. So, I'm just getting the TikTok up and running, man. So I have no clue what I'm doing, but you gonna figure it out. But yeah, man, Big Daddy Chop, episode number 44 in the books. You feel me? You know, microphone is a little jacks right now, so I'm doing this off a laptop microphone. I hope it's, you know, still resonates with you, and you know what I mean? Hope y'all have a good day. Count y'all blessings, not y'all's problems. And take care of yourself, man. And I'm gonna see y'all next week, man. Inshallah. You feel me? Peace and love, yo.
These lights represent every living person on the planet. The white lights are humans. And these are the mutants.
They tell like younger kids or other producers like that's cheating. You can't really be selfish, but bro, like when it comes to this producing shit, you can do whatever you want.
You've been listening to the Rec Show podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Remember 3 things. Believe in your music. Take care of your mentals. Become the best version of yourself. Until the next one, Gldnmnd signing off. Peace and love, yo.
To be the best, you got to work overtime. To be the best, you got to work overtime.
These young boys getting better. It's just not like the NBA when you